All right, what's going on, family? I'm going to do a back testing session on NAS100, and I'm going to show you guys how I actually made over $400 just actually catching this drop here. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually clear out my charts and start from the beginning. Let me make sure that my auto save is off, and it is. So I'm going to start from the beginning. All right. So what I actually did was, and my cousin taught me this strategy. I love this strategy. So we're going to start from the 15-minute time frame. We're going to work ourselves from 15-minute time frame to the 30-minute to the 1 hour to the 4 hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back from the beginning. All right. Until price stops. You can see price stops here, stops showing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a vertical line. All right. And now that we take a vertical line, we see where price started. Now we're going to actually start marking up our zones, using horizontal lines and zones. So we're going to mark this here. See the next one here. Possibly maybe up in this area here. Then I see some rejection even here. See a little with rejection right up in here. You can see that around here. So this is pretty good. And then I see the next one here, a lot of wick rejection. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw zones off of that. So I'm going to make it yellow. We're going to change the coordinates of this. Actually, I forgot to do one more thing. I'm going to go to current price here. I got to turn on my replay tool. Actually caught price when it was actually pretty much, I want to say, yeah, here. That's exactly where price was at. All right, now we're going to go all the way back. Okay, so now we're back where we were, where we started. So now we're going to start drawing the zones with this. This color, we're going to make this gold. This is going to represent the 15-minute. So basically, I'm just marking up these zones for the 15-minute, then we want to go to the 30-minute. We're going to do the same exact thing. We want to do a different color. I'm going to have these stretch out all the way across. Nice. Right. So now we did that. So now the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to let's see, switch to the third. So I'll do this correctly. Okay, so it's a 15-minute here. So then we're going to mark these up as well. So now we're going to go to a 30-minute and do the same thing. Let's go to 30-minute. So now we're going to go all the way back to that point where that vertical line is. And so you see we marked this up on the 15 here. That's where the vertical line. So now we're going to mark up all of these up here. All right. So zoom in. Basically, I'm marking up the points up here. Just marking up spots where price is respecting it as support and resistance. That's all we're doing. Some resistance right up in there. Right there. Then I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark up the zone. We're going to make this a different color. So I'm going to make this green. Same exact thing. Right. So now we marked up our zones on the 30 minutes. So we're going to go to the hour. So as you can see in the hour, we marked up the 30-minute here. Now we need to address the 1 hour all the way up here. So then I'm going to take the horizontal lines again. I see a little wick action here, and then I'm actually just going to move this down against the wick here. Down to here. Might actually move this down to the wicks here. Then put it up to here. And draw the zones. So the zones here, I'm going to make these red. right, so now we did that for the 1 hour. Then we're gonna do that for the 4, and then really with the 4 hour, we can see that we pretty much marked all these zones. Now these zones do look cluttered, but that's because I'm entering in on the 15 minute. If I was entering in on the 4 minute, then of course I would clean these zones up and wouldn't put them so close together. But we see how price is interacting with these zones. You can even see it. Like even on the 4 hour, you can see price respected the zone as support, and now it's starting to buy up. Okay, so now this is all we're going to do. So we're going to go back to the 15 minute. We're going to go all the way back to current price. So as you can see, current price respected this zone as support, and it went on up. In fact, I'm going to kind of just move it down just to kind of clean it up. All right. So then basically in a nutshell, what I did was basically on the 15 minute, price was shooting up. So I put a bought, but price was bullish at this point. But then what I basically did was I basically took another horizontal line because I wanted to see where price was. So I took another horizontal line and drew another zone, okay? And so even though price was buying up, my thought process was, okay, look at the RSI here, price is bullish at this point, but there might be some resistance here. So what I did was I turned on my high and low strategy, and I see that there was resistance right here. So I said to myself, I said, if price passed over this high, then I will possibly buy. But looking at this RSI here, by the time price passes this most recent high here, it's going to be overbought. Now, if price was a little bit below, a little bit lower, not so close to the 50%, maybe it was kind of oversold, then I would definitely wait for price to pass over this high, retesting, and I would have definitely bought up. But my thought process is that price is going to reach up to this point, and it's going to possibly be overbought at this point, and it's going to reject this resistance and start to sell and probably do a banker's candle. So then what I did was, in so many words, so let me see here. So this is perfect. Let me kind of bring this down a little bit. So then what I did was turned on my EMAs and my indicators, okay? All right. Yeah, that's perfect. So I see that mustard crossed over ketchup and crossed over water. So if I had bought right here, I would have definitely made about at least $200 off of this bullish candle. That would have been a good buy and a good exit. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I entered into the market and what I made. All right. Let me clear this. We're going to actually play the replay tool. I'm going to kind of play it. So price looks like it was starting to actually come down a little bit here. And I was actually still in that trade. And I believe I closed my first partial trade when price was actually going bullish before it bounced and then started going, when it went bearish before it bounced and started to go up. Then price started actually to sell. So I believe on this first candle here, price went bearish. And I believe I closed my first partial trade and then waited for price to actually sell again. So I believe this is when I got in the second time. So price started going bearish and it looks like a banker's candle formed. So now let's play and see what happened. Then price really started selling and I was still in this trade. All right. Now by the time, I'm going to zoom in. So got in on this first trade. So let me replay it again. All right. Price sold, went down. So that was my first trade. And then I jumped out of that. So I want to say that's where I made, let me look at my phone here. I want to say that's where I made my $235 that day, jumped out. Then price sold here. When it got all the way down to here, I believe that's where I made my $267. So I believe that's where I made my $400 already, if I'm not mistaken. It's possible that it's actually possible that I probably made my $267 after price here. So this is where I probably jumped out on my second trade. All right. So then at that point, I believe at this point I made my $400 out of those two trades. Now, price ended up dropping even more, and I was already out of this trade. I was just watching the market. Then price really drops. So can you imagine if I had stayed in this trade, would have made it a whole lot more money. And then when I exit out and look at current price, this is how far price dropped down before it took a reversal and did a little bit of a pullback. This is probably a pullback, and price might drop even more. But that's how I made the money, just off of this drop here. So as you can see, this is how much I earned on this trade alone today, just off of that dip. Just off of that dip there, over $400. Let's do the math. So let's see. Calculator here. So that is 235. Hold on for a minute, guys. 235. 60 plus 267. That was over $500 profit in one day. So yeah, that's what I made off of this trade, guys. So my home screen. That's what I made. So that's it for this session. See you guys next week. Take care. Bye.